my name is Heather, and today I'm going to share with you 15 digital items that you can create from your art to sell online. A lot of videos I've found with items that you can sell online are more graphic design based, like templates and worksheets. So I wanted to make a video with items that you can make from your art to sell online. So today I'm going to give you some ideas that are more tailored to you as an artist. At the end of the video, I'll give you some tips too for selling digital items online. So if you're interested in those, make sure you stay until the end of the video for those tips. The first product that I want to talk about is SVGs, and these are going to be vector art, so they can be scaled to any size. These are a really good thing to get into because it's kind of a more specialized way of making art that not everyone is familiar with. I do have a lot of tutorials on those if you want to check them out, so I will link them up in the cards, down in the description. These will allow people to create items with their Cricut or their Glowforge or any other cutting or burning machine. One of the items you can make are the mandalas, and those are really popular. People cut all the different layers out with paper and then they layer them together and make like a cool artwork they could frame, or they might put it on a greeting card or something like that. Those are a very specialized kind of SVG that not everyone knows how to make. So it's a great thing to make and sell, and you can even make like seasonal ones for the different holidays, and those can go really well. Another thing you can make is art for decals and iron-ons. And there's a couple different kinds you can do. You can do a single color one or multicolor. And these are very different because the format that they're going to come in is going to be different. If you have the single color one, it's going to be an outline, and then the multicolor one is going to be filled in with colors. So you can do either of those, or you can offer both different styles for a certain artwork. And then people can use these for iron-ons or card decals or stickers to put on like wine glasses or mugs. Another really popular thing are the shadow boxes. So you can make your own shadow box SVG, and I think it's good to tailor these to different interests. Like you could do different sports kinds or gardening or crafts. And then you can also do like different holiday ones. And these are also another really specialized one that not a lot of people know how to make. So if you can get into that market, I think it's a really good idea to do those ones. Another really popular thing, although it might be quite a bit saturated, is the hand lettered quotes. You will find these like everywhere, but if you can maybe find like a more unique quote or find a way to kind of mix your art in with it, then that's a good way to do it. But if you're really into hand lettering and you just love it, then I think this is a great way to, have fun and then sell it online. The next category is printables. So this is a really fun one to do, and this is the one that I really like to do because I just love drawing like coloring sheets and that kind of stuff. As I mentioned, coloring sheets is one that you can do, and this is really fun because for some reason I just love the process of it. Also, you can do like coloring activity sheets, which I also really like to do, which has some of the elements of the coloring sheet, but you throw in some little activities for kids. So you could put like a little maze in the corner. You can do like a little word find and some of those things, and you can tailor them to like different holidays, and those actually sell really well, at least for me. So I think that's a really good idea to do, and they're just so much fun for some reason. I really like designing them. Another thing you can do is, of course, prints. If instead of doing the outlines, you really like doing like full-on artwork with all the colors and all that, you can sell printable prints of your artwork. That way people can just print them and then frame them and put them up on the wall. And I bought some of these off Etsy so that I could do my gallery wall in my bedroom, and it was really nice and convenient because I had the frames right there and I didn't really want to wait to get prints in the mail, so I found some on Etsy and just printed them out. So that's another option. You can also do bookmarks, and this is a really fun one because there are different kinds of bookmarks you can do. You could either do bookmarks that are kind of like coloring pages, and kids can color them, or they could be kind of like adult coloring pages, so adults can do it like for mindfulness and then use it for reading. You can have multiple bookmarks laid out on an 8.5 by 11 sheet, so then they just print it on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper or cardstock, and then they can color them in, or they can use them as like party favors or something like that. Greeting cards is another good one. Sometimes people are in a pinch for a greeting card and they can't wait to get one in the mail, they don't have time to go to the store. You can have some really cool greeting cards and even some customizable ones, which I'll talk about at the end of the video, how you can do that. Another really cool thing you can do are sticker sheets. And for these, you can draw these up in Procreate, and then the cool thing is you're going to have all your little stickers on there that you drew, and then you can have it where people can import the file into Cricut Design Space as a PNG, and if you have all of the areas that are like more of the background, like not where the stickers are, you have those as transparent, then the Cricut will just cut around the actual sticker. So you can have it like that, and then people can run it through their Cricut, or if they don't have a Cricut, they can just print it on their printer and cut it out by hand. Just like with the bookmarks, you can have these either like color your own stickers, or they can just be regular like colorful stickers. You can do planner stickers, like you could do little holiday stickers that have like all the dates that people can put it on their calendar. There's a lot of different options for that one. Another really good one is the scrapbook paper patterns. And I actually download a lot of these off Etsy because I like to use them in my listings to put a product on top of. So these are really cool because you can draw like little icons and then repeat them and make kind of patterns like scrapbook paper patterns. And you can just adjust the colors in Procreate or Photoshop so that you have like a lot of different versions of it. So you could have like an orange, a green, a purple, all of the same pattern, and then that way you have like this whole pack of scrapbook paper that you can sell online digitally. People can print it out for, scrapbooking or card making, or they can use it digitally like I do for like product listings and stuff. And kind of along the same lines is like a watercolor or paint texture or other kind of textures, like even crayon textures and stuff like that, which it's really fun just to experiment and Procreate anyways with the different brushes and stuff. Or even traditionally too, like if you're learning watercolors, you can do some really cool patterns and scan those in. And these are really useful for graphic design. So I've used them for flyers, for little Facebook posts, like for the rabbit rescue I volunteer at. And I've also used them for backgrounds for my products, all kinds of stuff. They're so useful. And I really think more people should do them because when I search for like colorful watercolor texture, which is usually what I want, I don't find a ton of them that I really like. So I think that could definitely be something to tap into. Another one is that you could do clip art, of course, like just think of some kind of little character or some kind of theme and just make clip art around it. And I mean, you can build your whole shop around this. You can just sell all kinds of clip art. And I mean, how cool is it just to draw clip art all day? Like that would be a nice job. Definitely something to think about there. Also, you could do borders and banners, which personally, I have downloaded these so many times and used them in any graphic design things I'm doing, like flyers, Facebook posts, and all that kind of stuff. One thing that I end up downloading a lot are like the hand-drawn borders and the little frames and banners, like the ones that look like a ribbon and then you can put text in it. Those are really good. Any kind of little like flourishes and those kind of things that people can use for graphic design are really good. Now that I've shared that with you, I want to share some tips. First of all, I just wanted to mention why these are so great to do. Selling digital items is awesome because you do the work once and you upload it and then people can just download it virtually forever, and you don't have to do any work after that. They might send you a message and need help with something, but that's not really a ton of work right there. So I think digital items are definitely a good idea if you just want some passive income coming in and maybe you don't always have time to work on it, or hey, if you just want to draw all day and that's all you want to do and be your own boss, then that's a great way to do it. For places to sell, you can definitely look around, but personally I love purchasing digital items off Etsy, and I also sell some of my own digital items on Etsy, so I think that's a great place. I know a lot of people go to Creative Market. I am a member on Envato Elements, so that might also be a great place, but I haven't actually looked into what the percentage is for artists and stuff like that. But I know that I download a lot of stuff from there. One of my tips is to be sure to mention in the description whether the file is for personal or commercial use. Places like Creative Market, their whole purpose is for people to download items. They're going to have that kind of functionality built in. But somewhere like Etsy, they don't have it built in, so you'll need to specify that in the description. And you can even have a drop down, and you can have where people can pick if they want personal or commercial. And that way you can charge more for the commercial license. So the personal license is like if they want to make something with it to give as a gift to a friend or something like that, or like party favors for their party. A commercial license is for if people want to create items and then sell those items, like at a craft show or on Etsy or something like that. And you may not even want that. Like personally, I don't want people selling things with my art on it, so I don't even allow that. I only want people to use it for personal. If you're worried about people stealing your art, which is definitely a concern, you can do a reverse Google image search on some of your really popular designs, and you can see if people have stolen some and are using them. I've actually done this with my day night yin yang artwork. I found it in like so many places. I found it on eBay, Alibaba, and on Etsy, that people were making stuff with it and selling it. But there is a whole process to that, and you can file a complaint and get it taken down, and I did that and I got mine taken down. I do want to make a video on how to do that, but I'm still waiting for someone to steal something else so that I can make a video. Another thing is that it's a really good idea just to include instructions with your file, even if it's something very simple and it's like super common for people to know how to use it, like just a simple SVG. It's still a good idea just to include some simple instructions, and you can have a PDF of instructions that you can include alongside your digital file, and so that way they'll have those together, and then you upload both of those. You can make these files even if you don't own a Cricut or a Glowforge or any kind of machinery like that. All you need to do is download the free Cricut Design Space app, and when you're done creating your SVG, just import it into Design Space, and then you just want to look at the layers and make sure that everything came through okay. Like all of your black items are together on one layer and all the red items are together on one layer. And just make sure that everything came through okay, none of the shapes look weird or anything like that. And then you'll know that your file is good to sell online. For vector files, you don't need to worry about the size of the file, the dimensions, because it's vector, so it can be scaled to any size. But if you're doing raster files, which would be like something that you would draw in Procreate, something that's pixelated rather than vector, you'll want to make sure that you have a big enough file size, because the user can always scale it down, but they can't scale it up. It'll end up looking blurry. You'll definitely want to do it in 300 dpi at least. And the dimensions, as far as the width and the height, really depend on the product that you're selling. If you're doing a greeting card, then you might want it to be 4x6 at 300 dpi. Or if it's an 8x10 print, you'll want it to be 8x10 at 300 dpi. But if you're doing something kind of more generic that they can use for anything, like clip art or borders or things like that, I think it's best to err on the side of making it bigger so that they can always scale it down. So I'd probably start at like 10 inches by 10 inches, 300 dpi. And that's kind of the standard scrapbook paper size, I believe. So I think that's a good size to kind of start with, unless you want to make it bigger. But I probably wouldn't do smaller than that if I was doing like some kind of clip art or something. Definitely think about the different seasons that are coming and what would be good for that season, because that stuff I think is really good to sell. And then you also want to mix it in with some things that are just going to sell all the time. So you can think about that depending on what you decide to do for your products. You can also create bundles to sell. So once you've created a lot of one kind of item, then you can bundle them together and have a bundle of like a bunch of different greeting cards, a bunch of different bookmarks, and those can sell really well too. If you want to create digital items that are customizable by your customers, what I like to use for that is Template. This is a really cool platform where you would create your design, but not with the text, and then you upload it to Template, and you use Template to add your text in. And then your customer can go in and edit the text for themselves and download their file. I think this is a great option to make customizable stuff, and it gives your customer full control for customizing it themselves and just makes less work for you for custom stuff. And I mean, custom stuff is better anyways, because it's really great if you want to do stuff for like weddings, birthdays, that kind of thing. One thing I do recommend though is to also give the option that you'll customize it for them. Of course, it's up to you. You might not want to get into that, but I always give that option, and I always say just email me if you want me to customize it for you. Some people just aren't comfortable with doing that stuff themselves, and I think it's great to still give them that option. The way Template works is that it'll give you a little ID for your product, and then you can put that in the description of your Etsy product, and Template will scan your Etsy products, find that ID, and kind of hook it up with the Template product. So when you make the sale, Template will actually email your customer with a custom link. They can go to that link, make their edits, and download their PDF and then print it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you liked these ideas and tips. If you have other ideas for digital items or other tips too, definitely mention it in the comments so we can all learn together and share our knowledge. And if you're interested in creating SVGs to sell, make sure you check out my videos for how to draw SVGs for the Cricut. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!